The story starts where the Duke of the North furiously asks the butler what the spirit of his daughter. Hesitantly, the butler answers, "It is a chick." The Duke was so disappointed that his daughter's spirit is a chick. In this empire, everybody has an animal-shaped spirit, which describe the person's power. Back to the story, the protagonist was reading this story in her iPad. She was so into this story, suddenly her phone flashed out saying reboot. After that, she was woken up by the maid. She was shocked to see a maid as she doesn't have one. That's when the protagonist noticed that she was reincarnated in the story she read last night. She took it in a positive way, that she will enjoy this new life, and as she already knew the storyline. Back to the first scene, she was hearing the conversation between the Duke and the butler behind the door. She thought it would cause a big scene if she doesn't interfere. She barged in and said that she wanted to speak with her father alone, and said that she was weak, so she was unable to summon any big beast. She apologized and said she accepts for the proposal of marriage that her father mentioned long ago. He was surprised, but not fond of his daughter. So he agreed and asked about her reference. She already had a choice, and told that her choice was one of the royal prince. There are two reasons why she chose Prince Adrian as her political partner and thought, first reason, to reform Ed as the original story mastermind. Second reason, she doesn't know why, but he was the character she was most curious about in the novel. She felt sorry for Ed, so that she wants to change his fate. In the novel, the original protagonist Lenya sacrificed her life, but couldn't save Ed's heart. So at the very least, she is willing to save his life this time. With disbelief, he asked, "What did you said?" She thought, he is thinking, "Not only you are useless, but you also have terrible taste in men, isn't he?" While thinking, other side the Duke replied, "Not only you are useless, but you also have terrible taste in men." Curious and frustrated, he added, "Do you even understand Prince Adrian's position?" She replied, "Yes, I do understand." She thought about the fact that he does not carry the blood of the current empress, child of the demon race. The world believes that Ed is an ordinary human, but in reality, he was born between the emperor and a demon. That concludes he's half demon. She made this decision fully aware of this. By seeing the Duke silences, she thought, why is he staying silent? Are you against it because you hate him, but feel obligated as my father, Her furious inner thoughts. Acting like my father now, That's unacceptable? With confidence, she raised her voice and said, "You may not like it, but marrying him will surely benefit the Mont family. It's a great opportunity to demonstrate your loyalty to His Majesty." With change in thought, he replied, "I don't care. Do as your wish." With relief, she replied, "Thank you." Surprised that, he gave permission more easily than she expected, even if he doesn't seem happy about it deep down. The next day, the Duke informed me that he had sent letter to the imperial palace. She felt restless thinking about meeting Ed, the mastermind of this world, and reforming him soon, but reminded herself that, in this world, someone like me, a mere side character, is a cruel, merciless place devoid of blood or tears. So at present, she started to train herself in holy power, and thought, since her spirit is a P, she added with sadness, I probably never become a strong spirit knight like the Duke. Fortunately, Lenya was blessed with holy power. Her mother, Lilia, who hailed from the priestly nation of Elta Sacred Land, turned the remnants of her life into holy, just before passing away from an incurable disease. Thanks to that, Lenya gained the ability to heal others with the holy power. However, as a child, her power didn't manifest. and the Duke mistakenly thought the rituals had failed. He didn't nurture her abilities, and her powers remained dormant. At present, she thought, if I trained my holy power from the start, unlike the original story version of her, I might be able to walk the path of a priestess. Only citizen of the empire possess spirits. If I went to foreign country like Elta and lived as a priestess, I wouldn't face discrimination because of my spirit. In meditational method for enhancing holy power that is described in the original storyline was to focus her mind will improve her ability. She muttered, "This is more impressive than I thought." Suddenly, her brother barged into her room, yelling, "Lenya!" She asked, "Brother, what's wrong?" In the storyline, this is Lenya's stunning elder brother, Nicholas von Mont. He said, "I heard from father that you are Mary Princess Edrian. Is it true?" She replied, "Yes." "Why on earth? You are only 20, still a child. Marrying is too soon for you." With pleasure, she replied, "The only one who treats me like a child is you, brother." Added, "Normally matches are arranged before the age of 18. I am already late by those stants." Her brother with concern slatters, "But Lenya?" She continuous, "Besides, I think me leaving this house is better for father and for everyone else." 2. With worried face he said, "I have told you many times before, mother's death wasn't your fault. Even without that rituals, it was her fate to pass away someday, as she had been suffering from an illness for so long. If you are marrying out of guilt, you have to stop it." She replied, "But father doesn't see that way, does he? For him, mother was everything in this world, and I was the one who took her away from him. Every time he sees my face, it must have been painful for him. That's why I decided to leave." Her brother wrapped her hand tightly, replied, "Even so, you don't need to enter a marriage. You don't want to, if you want to leave this house for father's sake." With tears in his eyes added, "I will help you." She replied, "No, I truly want this marriage. I have already made up my mind." With pure joy, she thought, "I can't afford to miss this rare chance to become Ed's close. But feeling the warmth of the family after so long, it makes me happy." With excitement, she said, "By the way, don't you want to see my spirit? I summoned it 2 days ago." With the same level of excitement, he replied, "I heard it's a tiny chick, isn't it?" She continued, "It's not a strong spirit, so father was disappointed, but I like this one because it's adorable." Suddenly she freaked out and thought, "But how do I call a spirit again?" Spirits are naturally born and raised in spirit realm. They borrow the power of a human soul they are connected to, briefly be manifested into the human world. She deeply focused into the thoughts of her spirit soul. Her brother, "Don't push yourself too hard. You only succeeded in summoning it a few days ago. It's still difficult at this stage." She replied, "No, just wait for a moment." Suddenly the chick flew down, with the mesmerizing looks. She said to her brother, "See, I did it. It came to me." But Spirit seems little grumpy. She apologized. "I am sorry. I couldn't call you earlier because Father's spirit almost ate you." Her brother introduced himself to the spirit and asked, "Are you Lenya's spirit?" With disappointment and raged anger with the protagonist, but he replied with adorable voice, "Peep, peep, peep." With lightning-shocked face, he said, "This is—" Lenya asked, "What's wrong, brother? Is there something wrong with the pea?" He replied, "No, it's not that. It's just too adorable." With relief, she replied, "You scared me for a moment." With doubtfulness, her brother asked, "Wait, didn't you tell me it was a chick?" She added, Yes, because its beak is small and its feathers are yellow. But he said, But doesn't it feel different? Different? She asked then, she deeply thought. In the original story, Lenya's spirit supposed to be a chick? Then again, I don't think it was ever definitely stated as a chick. Her eyes sparkled for a moment and she thought, That's right. It didn't say it was a chick. It only said it resembled a chick. So it might not be chick after all. No matter how you look at it, this is... Her brother examined. Chick don't have such a big eyes. Their beaks are also sharper. She frantically looked at her chick and responded, Looking closely, it is less like a chick but more like a yellow sparrow, maybe. Her brother said, We should let a bird expert take a look at it. I'll arrange for a scholar to examine it. Let's settle this down. She replied, Yes, please do. She went into her deep thoughts as, did the original Lenya ever wonder if her spirit might not be a chick? No, probably not. He thought it was a chick, but neglected to help P grow, didn't she? I am glad that I realized that true nature of my spirit. I will take good care of it wholeheartedly, even for Lenya's sake. Suddenly she got chills and flinched. But wait a second, this could be bad. Couldn't this make things worse instead? The Duke dismissed Lenya largely because of her spirit. He was utterly disappointed in it. But if he learned that P might have actual value, won't he try to use me for his own purposes? What if he changes my political marriage partner too? She shouted, No, I have to do something. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next video. Please do like and subscribe.